Hello, welcome so much to my video. My name is Billiejo. If this is your first time on my channel, welcome. I'm so glad to have you. If you are a returning viewer, I'm so glad you decided to come back. This pick a card reading is messages from your higher self. Things that your higher self wants to communicate with you. I have 3 piles for you today. And for your piles, I am using essential oils. This is Young Living brand. Pile 1, we have Inner Child. Pile 2 is Raven. And pile 3 is Awaken. So before I meet you at your pile, I do want to remind you that I do have a special going on right now. 30-minute readings are usually $44.44. Right now, they're only $22.22. And an hour reading is usually $77.77. But for right now, they're only $33.33. If you would like to take advantage of this offer, you can just email me at moongoddess114433@gmail.com, and I will get you set up. Now, the offer is only going to last until the end of June, so make sure you get your reading booked today. Now, without any further ado, let me meet you at your pile. Hello, pile number 1. So you chose this pile with the Inner Child. So I'm going to read out of the Young Living book what this is for. It might have a message for you just in that. And it says, Inner Child. When children have been abused, they become disconnected from their inner child or identity, which causes confusion. This fractures the personality and creates problems that tend to surface in the early to mid-adult years, often mislabeled as a midlife crisis. This fragrance stimulates memory response and helps one reconnect with the inner self or identity. This is one of the first steps to finding emotional balance. So I'm just going to set that to the side. So let's see what cards we have for you today. We have Snake, the 7 of Swords, the 10 of Wands, the Mother of Wands, Divine Power, Rare Jewel, Flowering, Friendliness, Now I'm going to chop this up because I'm going to be completely honest. There's no way I'm going to be able to pronounce this correctly. Machig Labdron. No, I don't think that's how it's said. But anyways, the diamond-hearted Dakini. I see the light in my own darkness. I face my ego beliefs to feel free. Then we have, let me see if I can move this up just a little bit. Then we have Trust the Niggle. What is the niggling feeling trying to tell you? We have number 33, Magic. And Bhakti. Yeah, probably said that wrong too. Okay. Let's see here. Okay, so the snake. The snake is earth energy. Earth energy stands for survival, instinct, habits, and um, it's good. It stands for being grounded, dependable, and supportive. With the snake energy, it talks about, especially with earth energy, is practical concerns such as money, work, family, home. Snake represents the guardian of unawakened magic and creative potential. The snake is the symbol for the Kundalini, the Shakti that lies dormant at the base of our spines until our Kundalini energy is awakened. And then it begins, it begins to rise up through our chakras up the spine. But at rest, it's coiled at the base. The snake represents the unawakened or untapped potential. So this tells me that you are beginning to awaken and that the time has come. So spirit would be, your higher self and spirit would be telling you that the time has come. With the Seven of Swords here, so lots of times the Seven of Swords represents secrecy. You got them six swords and the fox is lying there on top of the seventh one and you just kind of peek in to keep an eye out, right? So secrecy and deceit. Sometimes it's the lying card. Now swords has to do with communication, information, things like that. This card especially stands for lies and avoidance. For some of you, I'm hearing a secret esoteric knowledge. You may be into hidden wisdom and hidden knowledge. So maybe that's what the deceit card is standing for you. You may be receiving downloads. So we have the Ten of Wands here. Tens are always the endings, especially when it comes to hardships. Because Ten of Wands, it talks about burdens, blockages, and difficulties, but those difficulties coming to an end. It's mental or physical blockage or limitations. You may be someone who learns things the hard way. I know my mom always said I had to get knocked up on the head before I learned something. During an awakening, most light workers face depression and hopelessness. And that's because of the dark night of the soul that we go through. But if you are in the dark night of the soul, do know that this is coming to an end. Then we have the Mother of Wands here. Mother of Wands, she's passionate and vibrant, a family-oriented feminine energy who is extremely protective and a dominant force. She's someone to be reckoned with. That's that, I've heard of people having mother-in-laws who are forced to be reckoned with, right? And this is talking about you becoming that energy that you're a force to be reckoned with, especially when it comes to your kids, being very protective. If you don't have any children yet, it's still that protective energy because we're talking about light workers here. Someone who's going through the awakening, who's just starting that journey. You may have a protective nature regarding people you love and care about. This also talks about you overcoming and healing great trauma and healing it for your feminine ancestors. I mean, not just for you, but when you do your healing, you also heal the generations that come before you and then the ones that come after you. So if you think about it, all this healing work that you're doing, generations of women before you and in your DNA have suffered tremendous monstrosities. And that's why it's so painful for you, because it's not just your pain, it's your ancestral pain too. And you're the one that's here that you can do this work. You are capable of doing that. We have this divine power and rare jewel. You're awakening into your true divine power. You are someone who is rare in your family. You may be someone who's considered the black sheep, maybe the weird one, the different one. You are awakening to that divine power that has lied dormant for numerous of generations, that only you now have the ability and strength to endure. You may have tremendous gifts of communication and seeing beyond the mundane. You're someone who stands out because your uniqueness, and or you may have this ethereal beauty about you, whether that's your beautiful ethereal energy or physical beauty. And it may sometimes, when you go through awakening, even your DNA, your skin cells, everything starts to change, and you're going to start being noticed. You may have often been called rare, unique, different, weird, strange, or even unusual. Um, then we have the flowering here. I love this card. It's just so beautiful. So she represents the Queen of Rainbows in this deck. She is celebrating and spreading love. You may be someone who's into flowers or gardening. You may be into birds. You may be into like bees for some people. This card talks about the more love you spread, the more blessings and abundance you will receive. So as you awakening, it's like it's opening up your compassion for others who go through the same things that you've already gone through and that you're healing. As you live in abundance, not in lack, your life reaches others. As you learn to spread your wings and open up. When you open your petals, like this flower, you spread your compassion and enlightenment to others. And I love the fact that the friendliness card follows this. And in the book, when I was studying the book, when I got this deck, I loved the description of these trees, how they're close together, and have the yellow leaves and the red leaves, but when the leaves fall, they intermingle down here. So with this card, it talks about as you intertwine with others, like the two trees are doing. You experience true unconditional love without expectations or demands. So this card here, the word that I can't say, she transmutes dark into light. So you may be someone who is going to be a shadow walker or shadow worker. Someone who helps other people heal their shadow sides and their traumas. Some of you may be into frequencies and healing tones. And she was into that. She has this drum and the bell. So this tells me you may be into frequencies and healing tones. What I'm hearing is that when you get to know and embrace your inner demons, those thoughts or beliefs that limit you from experiencing joy, love, or bliss, as you get to know and embrace those, you embrace those dark parts of yourself in order to become whole, to reclaim lost pieces of your soul so that you may truly heal. Then we have this card. So this is telling me that, don't ignore that inner voice, that inner knowing that you have, your intuition. Follow it. I know sometimes it's hard. I know there's lots of times that for me, for example, okay, so most of you who have been subscribers and viewers of me for a while know that my divine masculine is in prison. So at one point he had a contraband phone, and I had this feeling that I needed to give him a warning. I was like, I just feel it. Something's going to happen. They're going to do a search tonight or something. But I was busy doing something, and I put it off. I thought, okay, I'll do it when I get done with doing this, whatever it was I was doing. And then when I got done, I had forgot. Well, that very night, 10 o'clock that night, they did a search and they found his phone. He got put in the hole. So I'm using that as an example because lots of times we do ignore that little niggling feeling, that intuition that we have, our inner voice. And, I've had to learn the hard way. So this does resonate with me a lot. I have to be knocked over the side of the head before I learn. And sure enough, I had to learn the hard way not to ignore my intuition. Just learn to follow it. Sometimes our ego and our logic convinces us to ignore our intuition because we like to tell ourselves, nah, I'm imagining that. I'm just going to look crazy if I tell him that. If I text him and say, put your phone up, hide your phone, they're going to do a search tonight, I just feel it in my bones. You're like, no, he's going to think I'm crazy, girl. Don't do it. Don't do it. And then sure enough, it happens. So, our logic and our ego will convince us not to follow our intuition. But rather go ahead and follow your heart. Follow that voice you have inside. So we have the number 33. To me, 33 is an intuitive number. It's a auspicious number for me, a synchronistic number for me, because and it might be for you, but I'm getting drawn to it because for me and my masculine, that's a very significant number for both of us. And yes, my masculine is aware that we are a divine connection. We both are aware of it. And we're both aware of this number. We are both 3 days and 3 years apart. Our birthdays are 3 days and 3 years apart. And when we was kids, we were boyfriend and girlfriend for like 3 years. 3 days. I'm sorry, not 3 years. 3 days. And then, of course, my dad was like, you're too young to have a boyfriend. So we had to break up. And then we didn't talk to each other again. And then we found each other 33 years later. So that is a very significant number for us. It's a very magical number for us. So this card, just because that's so important to me, and that's how I resonate with this card, it's telling me that you may be seeing synchronicities, whether that's in numbers or street signs, movies or music. You may hear messages in lyrics. You may hear messages in a movie or in a commercial, and you're like, that was meant for me to hear. It's like you're tuning out. You may be doing laundry, cleaning the house. All of a sudden you hear, and you just got the TV going on in the background, not paying attention to it. And all of a sudden you just hear this particular line that kind of hits home. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. But what this card is telling me, that you're being invited to see the world with a new perspective through signs, omens, and symbols. Realize that you co-create your world with spirit and allow spirit to lead you through a series of hidden language by paying attention to the clues in your everyday world. To me, the signs and synchronicities are like a treasure map. You're following the signs and omens to the treasure map. And then we have Bhakti, your final card. And this talks about devotion. Pay attention to when you feel close to the divine. You may try doing devotional mantras, meditations, prayers, service to others in need, or spending time in nature. So again, that calls me back to, especially with the flowers, you may be into in the butterflies. I was talking about earlier about the gardening, the planting, and the bees and the birds and all that. So that may, if you're not into that, that may be something that's going to help you out. So this is your message, pile number 1. I hope it resonates. Thank you so much for spending your time with me today. Don't forget that if you want to get your own personal reading, only until the end of June 2021, I am offering 30-minute readings are on special for $22.22. And 1-hour readings are only $33.33. If you're interested, information is down in the description box. Have a great day. Bye-bye. Hello, pile number 2, if you chose this oil, Raven. So this oil, I've been reading, like pile number 1, I read what number that was for. In the Young Living book, it says Raven says the oils of this blend fight against respiratory disease and infections such as tuberculosis, influenza, and pneumonia. It is highly antiviral and antiseptic. So I don't know if that's something that you needed to hear. Maybe you've been suffering some type of respiratory issues. You may have suffered from COVID. I know this is good for my mom. I put it in some aromatherapy type stuff for her. She gets bronchitis quite easy. So let's see what your messages are from Spirit. Let's look at your cards here, pile 2. We have Cheetah. That's a beautiful bright card. We have the 8 of Wands. The Magician. Judgment. My little kitty's trying to get up here and help me. Death, Rebirth. Healing Energy. Breakthrough. The Master. Queen Esther, the Morning Star. My ego is in service of my soul, and I trust my soul's divine timing. Jinx. Sorry. The Age of Light. You've been training for this for lifetimes. 59, Upper World. And Satya. I don't know if I said that right, but I'm gonna go with it, honey. Gonna go with it. I'll leave it like that. Okay. Let's see here. So we have the cheetah here. Cheetah is fire energy, like you couldn't tell with that red. I got red in this card too, and quite a bit of red in these cards. So fire energy leads towards change, transformation. Fire energy symbolizes action and growth, transforms darkness into light. It is primarily masculine energy, which is the solar force, represents achievement. So you may be feeling like you have boundless energy right now and that you can achieve anything. Maybe you are needing to build your energy and you need some sun energy. So take it how it resonates. The energy within you expands outward to brighten the universe. So it's kind of, it reminds me of the Leo energy, because it is bright and sunshiny, so you may have purpose and passion towards what drives you, like your own personal fuel. So whatever it is that drives you is like your own personal fuel. We have the 8 of Wands. I mean, I love this 8 of Wands. Most 8 of Wands, you see like the wands flying through, like a message coming in. But I love how this one depicts it like a lightning bolt strikes down. It's like an aha moment. You know how lightning strikes and all of a sudden everything is lit up for just a split second. And you're like, all of a sudden you can see what you couldn't see before. And it's like this surprising shift, an aha, an epiphany of clarity. So, which tells you that there's like this surprising shift of direction coming your way, either due to some type of clarity or epiphany, or maybe even sudden unexpected news may be coming towards you. You may even receive an opportunity to travel on a new path, take a new journey. We have the Magician here, which tells me that you have all the tools that you need to be successful. You already have everything necessary for action. You have everything you need. I don't know how many times I'm going to repeat that, but I feel like I need to repeat that numerous times. Lots of times we will hesitate thinking, oh, I don't know if I can do this. But Spirit is saying, yes, you can. You have everything you need. You're heading towards success. We have this Judgment card, which to me, with these other cards telling me, you need to take flight, expand your wings, rise up and be reborn. No more excuses. Seek and follow your truth. Sorry, I had to pause the video for a minute because my kitten was trying to get into something. Yeah, I hear you. I hear you. So we have breakthrough. Oh wait, forgot death and rebirth. We have death and rebirth and healing energy here. So, in order to close the door to your past, you must first forgive yourself and others. Then begin your healing journey towards the new door of rebirth, is what I'm hearing. And then with breakthrough, enough is enough. It's time to shatter those old patterns of behavior and self-limiting beliefs. Those things that's holding you back. They have kept your energy from flowing. They've kept you dormant. So you make breakthrough towards empowerment, radiance, and vitality. We have the master, telling you to become your own master. Master of your own fate, so to speak. Be an inspiration to others, do what makes you more joyous. Do stuff that fulfills you and gives you contentment. Once your awareness becomes a flame, it burns up the whole slavery and this is a quote from the book. So, and let me start again. Once your awareness, because I love this quote. Once your awareness becomes a flame, it burns up the whole slavery that the mind has created. There is no blissfulness more precious than freedom, than being a master of your own destiny. That's in the book for this deck. And I had to memorize that because I loved it. Absolutely loved it. So we have Queen Esther. So, of course, I'm familiar with the story of Esther because I grew up in a Christian home. It's beautiful, a beautiful story of how she followed divine timing, and she was patient, and she saved her people. She went to her king, and saved her people. So this tells me to courageously follow your intuition and trust your soul's divine timing. Trust that everything is aligning. Don't allow the stress of your outside circumstances to give voice to your fears. Follow the voice of your soul. You may be feeling unprepared, but in truth, you've been training for this. You're ready. You have everything you need. Remember the magician, you have everything you need. You've been training for this for lifetimes. You're ready. This just lets me know you're a light worker. You're here, you're starseed. You're here to help raise vibration, to help save humanity. And you have to start with yourself first. We have the number 59, the upper world. You have the upper world guidance and assistance coming to you. You may know them as angels, divine helpers, ancestors, ancient ones, or even spirit guides. This tells me that a new destination is available to you if you act now. I feel like an infomercial. Act now! And then we have Satya. I don't even know if I said that right. I'm sure you hear Jinx down there crying. She's ready. She's like 6-7 weeks old, and she's crying for Mama to pick her up. So this talks about truthfulness. I love this card. Just looking at it gives me so much peace. But it talks about truthfulness, and it's time to shed the layers of inauthenticity that have been placed on you since birth through societal conditioning. You're being asked to unlearn everything you've been taught and discover a new paradigm of truth through an evolved understanding. It's time. It's time, baby. So, and I feel this in my stomach. I feel this like tightening, like there's some people watching this just nervous. There's some people that's really nervous, and you know this is for you because you're like, oh, I've been putting it off. I don't know if I'm ready. For example, if you're being called to switch jobs that feels more towards your life purpose, it's kind of anxiety. It's stressful a little bit because you're like, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to make it. I don't know if I'll be able to survive. It's a big change. And I'm feeling this knot in my stomach. Like for some of you, um, are scared of change. But Spirit is saying now is the time. Time to act now. So I hope this resonated. I appreciate you so much, Pile 2, for watching. Remember, if you are interested in getting an own personal reading, it is on special right now. 30-minute readings are only $22.22, and 1-hour readings are $33.33. This is only going to last until the end of July 2021. Thank you so much. Remember, if you resonated with this, please like, comment, and subscribe. Many blessings. Bye-bye. Hello, pile number 3. If you chose the Awaken Essential Oil, this one is for you. So I'm just going to read out of the book for you what the Awaken Oil is used for. This may have some type of message in here for you. So it says 5 specific blends combine to awaken and enhance inner self-awareness that strengthens the desire to reach one's highest potential. It stimulates right brain creativity, amplifying the function of the pineal and pituitary glands. I can never pronounce nothing right. In balancing the energy centers of the body, and helps us identify our true desires and how best to pursue them. I always laugh when I mispronounce something because I can hear my best friend Nan just correcting me and cringing, internally cringing when she watches my videos. Okay, so this is Awakening. So this is your pile. So let's see what cards we have today. We have Zebra. I love that card. The 6 of Cups. The 4 of Wands. The 2 of Swords. Spirits. Territorial. Miracles. Creativity. This is the Empress energy in the regular tarot. No Thingness, which is the Hierophant in the regular tarot. Mary Magdalene, the Apostle to the Apostles. I am the bridge between heaven and earth. I am fully human and fully divine. Oh, here's one that I'm not going to be able to pronounce. Maya May Bago. Yeah, chop that up. Let's just go with it. The Warrior Saint. I am a warrior of love. My devotion attracts resources and support. Priestess. How are you being called to step up and lead? Number 3, the Arrow. And another word I'm not going to be able to pronounce. I'm going to go with it though. Ahimsa. Yeah, that's not right, but okay, we'll go with it. So let's see here. So Zebra. Zebra is fire energy. Pile 2 is fire energy as well. But I'm feeling like this has like a different message than Pile 2. Now, of course, fire energy has to do with change and transformation. It also represents ego and the challenge to become our best selves. It has to do with action and change, deadlines and demands, and of course, growth. For this Zebra card, it also symbolizes accomplishment, And often, we've come further than we even realize that we've come. So it's here to remind you that you've come further than you really realize. We have the Six of Cups here. Six of Cups traditionally stands for memories, nostalgia, and the connections of our past, the innocence of childhood, and the roots of our past, enjoying simple pleasures in life. It talks about old friends may resurface, or there may be a joyous reunion in your near future with someone that's dear to your heart, especially being followed by the Four of Wands. I mean, wow. So I'm a twin flame. So to me, this is magnificent. You may be someone who resonates as a twin flame, because the Four of Wands is like the 11-11 union card. So it talks about completion and celebration. So there may be an upcoming event such as a wedding, a graduation, maybe even a gender reveal party. But there's some kind of celebration for you that's going to help you to connect to those you love and who love you. Maybe that's where you're going to have a reunion come up. Okay? And then it's followed by the Two of Swords, which is like the stalemate of two opposing forces. Because an answer is being blocked. There's something being blocked. And it's funny. It's like you may come into union, but then there's a little bit, it becomes blocked again. And usually when that happens, it means there's more healing that needs to be done. And also the Two of Swords, it does talk about sometimes you get blocked just by your own choice. Maybe you don't really want to face some type of truth, or you've been trying to keep from facing endings or new beginnings, because sometimes change can be very scary. Then we have spirits, territorial, and miracles. Some of you may suffer some anger issues. Some of you may be drawn to fire spirits and dragons. This reminds me some reasons. You know how sometimes you just kind of get caught up staring into a flame. I don't know why that's come into my head, but for some of you that may resonate. Fire denotes burning shit down, releasing what no longer serves you. So you may embrace the miracles and blessings life have in store for you. Having to burn shit down so that way you can make way for the new blessings that's coming in. Some of you may soon discover that you're expecting a child. That's not for all of you. You may be embracing a new creation, whether that's a child or a business. But there's something new that you're looking forward to. Maybe even a new endeavor, some type of new creative expression. But in order to have this, you have to let go of what keeps you stuck up here, whatever keeps you stuck. With this creativity card, this talks about abandoning yourself to the energy that fuels the birth of all things. Whether that's painting or singing, planting, gardening, cooking, dancing, whatever it is that your creative style is, embrace it. True creativity arises from the union with the divine. Love what you do. And the nothingness card. It talks about falling into the silence between words, between creativity and existence, the gap between breaths. You're about to birth something sacred. You are vibrant with untapped potential and possibilities that you have yet to manifest. Mary Magdalene. So it talks about merging with your soul so you can receive divine guidance through never-ending love. Mary Magdalene, as taught in the Gospels of Thomas, Philip, and Mary Magdalene, was Jesus' beloved companion, an equal partner in teaching and transmission. So this tells me it's time for you to pass through the 7 stages to reach your soul potential and union. Fierce, unwavering love between you and your soul counterpart, and also between the masculine and feminine within yourself. Fully human and fully divine. You're both. You don't have to be either or. Don't limit yourself. You're both. We have this one that I'm not even trying to pronounce the word. It talks about deep devotion and commitment. You're meant to be a warrior of love. Your devotion will elevate your perception so that the spiritual realm can infuse you with light, strength, and energy, such that it's greater than your own. And of course, we have Priestess. Look how beautiful these cards are. I love this deck. So, this talks about allowing your story to motivate others. Your mistakes that taught you to persevere and lead you to who you are. This is the story that in history that's... Oh my goodness, just a minute, my cat. Sorry about that. My kitty, my 1-year-old kitty, got up on top of a high shelf and then fell off. That's that loud bang. And then it scared my little 6-year-old kitty, 6-week-old, didn't mean 6-year-old, my 6-week-old kitty. So she started crying. So I had 2 kitties I had to love on. So let's get started back on your reading here. So as it was talking about to motivate others, because sometimes our story, we're kind of embarrassed about our story, and we don't never want to share our mistakes with other people. And this talks about doing that so that, those are the stories that other people are going to relate to. That's going to help other people build them up. And it talks about stepping out and shining a light for others. Then we have the arrow, number 3. Are you going to get back up there again, Nix? Oh my goodness. So be true to your calling. I'm so sorry. I'm kind of distracted with the kitties. It talks about being true to your calling. It points true north. So, free yourself from the bondage that keeps you chained and stuck. Get your heart and soul into your truth alignment so you can hit your mark, because something better is waiting for you. Sometimes by not getting what we think we want, it is actually making space for what we truly want and will lead to our ultimate best life. And then we have this beautiful card here. Ahimsa, I can't say, Ahimsa. However it's supposed to be pronounced, right? It means non-violence. Did you hear that, Nix? Not falling. Don't be climbing up there. It's too violent. So actively change your internal dialogue, what you say to yourself, as you become more observant of how your thoughts affect your actions. You will begin to fine-tune your manifestations into a new blissful paradigm full of joy and peace, and you'll be able to overcome your triggers that lead to unconscious behavior, that leads unwanted life situations. You'll be more aware of heightened consciousness. So your higher self is trying to tell you that it's time for you to connect with your more heightened consciousness. You got some changes coming, Pile 3. So I hope that resonates. If it does, please like, comment, subscribe. Don't forget that if you want to take advantage of my special right now, to just go ahead and contact me. Information is down in the description box. Thank you.